Hey everybody, it's Laura and Eva here, and we are going to teach you a new game called Sets of 10. It's actually a game that my son Simon, who's also a first grader, made up all by himself. And I like this game because it practices three first grade skills. It practices partners of 10, it practices counting by tens, and it also practices comparing two large numbers. What you need for this game is a deck of cards. And I need to tell you what each card is worth. An ace is worth 1. Jacks and queens are worth 10. And a king is worth 0. Simon says this is quite important. Everything else is worth what the number is on the card. So Eva, do you want to show us?
3.
She's got a 3, so that is worth 3. We're going to put these 4 cards back into our deck, and we're going to get started. So to start this game, you have 2 players, and each player gets 6 cards. I'm going to give Eva her 6. You can turn over your cards so the other players can see them. That's fine. And then we'll show you what we have here. In this game, you want to, go ahead, you can pick those up, that's fine. In this game, what you want to do is take 2 cards to make a 10. And right now I can look at all of my cards. Uh-oh, I have a lot of 1s going on. And I'm going to try to take 2 cards to make 10. One of the cool things you can also do, and this is a bonus, is if you have 2 cards that are worth 10, you can make 20. So that's going to be my first move. I'm going to make 20 points because that's a lot. And then I refill my row. Eva, do you have 2 cards that make 10?
Well, I can do 10 and 0.
Great, because that king is worth 0. Show them your 2 cards. So Eva's got 10 points, and she's going to put them in her pile over there. She's going to refill her row now. Now I have a 9 and a 1, and that makes 10. I'm going to refill my row. Go ahead, Eva.
Well, I have a queen here and a jack here, and so that's 20 points.
That's a bonus. Refill your row. All right. I do. I thought I had nothing. I have a 9 and a 1. That makes 10. I'm going to refill my row. Go ahead, Eva.
I have a 10 and a king, so that's 10 and 0. Put it in a pile.
Okay. And right now, I have a queen, which is worth 10, and a 10, which is worth 10, and that's a bonus. That's 20 points. Go ahead, Eva.
I have an ace, which is worth 1, and a 9.
And that makes 10. She's going to refill her row. I have an 8. Whoops, an 8 and a 2, which makes 10.
I have a jack and a queen, which is a bonus, and that makes 20.
I have a 9 and a 1, which makes 10.
I have a 3 and a 7. That makes 10.
Now, what happened to me is what I wanted to show you. I do not have any matches that make 10 right now. So I actually take 2 new cards to see if I can make a 10. So I actually have 8 cards right now, and lucky me, 6 and 4 make 10. Go ahead, Eva.
So I have 8 and 2, which makes 10.
I have the same oh, nope, I thought I had the same problem. I have 5 and 5, which makes 10.
Oh, no, never mind, sorry. I have 6 and 4, which makes 10.
Okay. And I currently have no 10s. So remember what I do. I take 2 extra cards to see if I can make 10. And lucky me, I've got a jack, which is 10 points, and a king, which is 0. So I've got 10. Go ahead, Eva.
I have a 7 and a 3, which makes 10.
I have a 5 and 5, which makes 10.
I have a 10 and a 0, which makes 10.
Now, Eva just took the last 2 cards from the pile, so this is important. Now what we're going to do is we can take all of our remaining cards and see if we have any more 10s. I have an 8 and 2, which makes 10, and I have nothing else that makes 10. Those cards get discarded. They do not count. Do you have any more 10s?
I have a 7 and a 3, which makes 10.
Do you have anything else that makes 10? Not 2
No.
cards, yeah. So if she did, she could still use those, but she doesn't, so we're going to discard those. Now here's the next part where we count by 10s. Eva is going to count up what her total score is. Go ahead, Eva.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. That's a 20, so that's 80. 90, 100, oop, another 20, so that's 120, 130.
Good. And I'm going to show you how to record that with quick 10s really quickly. So we're going to say that this is Eva's screen. And we are going to record Eva's 100, and what was your total? 120?
No, 130.
Good, so there's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130. I put a big space in between my 100 and my 30 so you could see where they separated. Now we're going to go back and show what I got. So I have 10, 20, 30, 40, sorry, I'm going to make my screen better, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, bonus, 100, 110, 120, 130. We actually had the same number of points, which is pretty cool. Let me show you what mine would look like. Sorry, guys. I seem to have lost my... All right, here I am. So I'm going to make my 130, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130. So that's my score. We tied. We have even number. But what's fun sometimes is sometimes people do not have the same score. We're going to pretend for a second that Eva had 130 and I had, let's see, this is 110. Eva had 10, 20 more. She won by 20 points. So if you have the same score, that's pretty awesome. It means you tied. If you do not, it's fun to compare and see how much more you won by. And that is how you play sets of 10. We're gonna have to edit out that part where I got lost. All right, Papa, come on out.
I'm good.